It is not about AI is coming, AI is coming, what should we anticipate? The reality is it's already embedded into our everyday lives. What we really need to be focusing on is looking at AI in our business operations, not only adopting new programs, but our existing programs when they get upgraded with AI. What type of things should we be looking for? What kind of safety practices should we be putting in place? And because I'm a lawyer, I'm looking to reduce your legal liability. And so I want to help you with some process and procedures to address any potential red flags and how to spot those red flags. So the first thing I want to mention is that AI is not just the responsibility of your tech department. It is going to impact all areas of your public agency operations. You may have staff wanting to use AI tools for efficiency purposes, like note-taking tools. Or with schools, it may be that they want to create lesson plans. It's far more efficient to do it through a chat GPT or generative OpenAI. However, it may create labor implications. Your union might want to say they want to bargain the issue, but also there's data privacy concerns. If it is open AI and you are putting into a note-taking tool information about your community members or a student information is private. Medical records are private. There's financial information as private. And when you put it into open generative AI, you may be violating people's privacy rights. So we just want you all to flag that and be cautious and make sure your staff is trained and understands that they need to make sure they're not putting personally identifiable information into open generative AI. The other area where we're seeing it come in is your leadership team. It could be your business team, your technology team, operational purposes. A lot of surveillance systems are starting to use AI, and it's wonderful if we can make schools safer and cities safer because AI has the capability to detect, let's say, guns more easily than the human eye. However, again, we need to be thoughtful about make sure we're providing the right types of notice and consent if we're going to be conducting surveillance. Same with note-taking. If you're going to put on a recording device for a communication, you need to make sure that you have the appropriate notice to the other party and their permission in some cases. And then again, in the case of students for our school district attendees, there's a ton of educational software that they may want to use things like ChatGPT for educational purposes. And a lot of school districts right now are navigating to what extent they allow students to use it in the classroom and when it takes away from the academic integrity and, when it's used for cheating versus when it's used in a positive way. Finally, the greatest potential for AI benefit I see in the education space and in the community is really the enhancements and accommodations they can offer to special education and disabled community members. But again, we want to make sure that the cities, the counties, the school districts are really evaluating these tools and making sure that they are not violating the privacy of the users. So, for example, if a staff member wants to use a note-taking tool to develop an individualized education plan for a disabled student, it may be that they are putting in that student's personally identifiable information, their student records, their disability status. And if it's an open generative AI, they may have violated that student's privacy, just in which case you would need the parent's permission before doing that. So just a few words of caution, but the purpose of this slide really is just to say it's not just a technology issue, it is all areas of your agency's operations. You should all be coming together as a leadership team to talk about the way in which AI is already in use or you want to incorporate it and what kind of policies and procedures you can put in place to make sure it's being used responsibly. It's all about balance. Yes, there's a potential for misconduct, but there's so much positive potential and so many, not only efficiency, but educationally. And so we need to find that right balance. And by finding that balance, it's going to be putting procedures and policies in place so that everybody understands what the expectations are on how AI is used within your organization.